Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage we're doing another Secrets of the XK8, and this one's all about how do you unlock a locked XK8 XKR X100 bonnet if the cable's snapped. Now, I've recently been asked about this particular issue by one of our subscribers, and it has come up quite a few times in various forums. And some of the advice given by others is slightly incorrect, I've got to say, in that I think the advice is coming from XJS owners or past XJS owners who are making recommendations about going in through here, because the front of the bonnet pops up just a little bit when you release one of the catches, or being able to go under here. Again, maybe possible on an XJS, not possible on an XK8. So let's just look at the situation. So UK car, right hand drive, left hand side of the car, we have the bonnet release. And pulling the bonnet release pulls both cables, and there is a cable to each corner of the bonnet, and when I pull it, the bonnet pops up. Now if that cable is snapped at the lever end, then you've got half a chance of disassembling the panel where the lever is mounted, or the lever itself, and grabbing hold of the cable with mole grips, pulling it and open your bonnet. Please don't forget and shut it before you fix the cable. But in many situations, people aren't that lucky and the cable is broken at a far end and will only release one of the two catches, and you can't open the bonnet. And you can try and prise it open a little bit from one side, but you're going to bend things, you're going to damage things. The latch is here, and there is no access to it without breaking this panel. So let's just lift this up and look at our options. It is possible to get to these latches via here if you're prepared to drill a big hole in the plastic underneath the back edge of your bonnet and do some hooking with bits of wire, but you're destroying something that you do not need to destroy. Another option is to remove the wipers and take these covers off, which reveal more screws. Remove that, and then you actually can break, by lifting this panel, these fittings, but that's not a great idea either. So how do you unlock latches which are incredibly secure? It's like the XK8 went to town on security with its Tibby locks and keys, with its vault-like boot, and even its bonnet locks are here, well covered by the bonnet. The cables, which are doing the pulling, pull forward. The latch area itself is protected by this folded piece of metal. The latches are secured with two bolts, but there's no access to those when the bonnet is shut. There is no way up from underneath to get to these, and the cable run, you see the cable just down there, stays within this box and the plenum, and so is not available to you from the underside. So how do you even attempt to open a locked XK8 bonnet if you don't have the functionality of the pull cable to do so. So the first method, but not recommended, is you can get at these front hinge bolts from underneath the car. So if I look down, it is possible to view the floor. So with the right extensions, strong lights, etc., you can undo the bonnet hinges. Once you've done that, there's nothing stopping the front of the bonnet from lifting just a little. Indeed, the gas rams will help it lift, even though they're not really at the right angle. But that will result in a bonnet that opens about this much. And in order to do anything, you're going to have to reach up using bent bits of metal over this lip, under this bracket, and pull up the cables. And in your frustration to do that, and it is possible, don't get me wrong, with the right bent coat hangers you will achieve it. In your efforts, you are quite likely to bend the bonnet, or at least destroy the lock. So that's method one. Method two is the method to use. I'm going to explain it but not fully demonstrate it today because, to be honest, I've got other things to do and I don't want to take the wheel off. So if we look into one of these wells, they're both the same, just mirror images. This one's slightly better for me to film in. This is the lock, and what you need to do to operate it is this bit that the cable's attached to at the bottom needs to pull towards the front of the car. How it's accessed is only by one method with the bonnet shut, and that is look at your scuttle drain tubes. Now these don't normally have yellow tape on them. I've removed mine, taped it and refitted it to help you understand what we're looking at. So this area here is drained via that pipe, and it takes the water through the rubber hose and out into the wheel arch, but behind the wheel arch liner. So if you remove a wheel, then remove the wheel arch liner, in this area here, top back left corner of the wheel, if you want, if you can have a corner on a wheel, sort of back here, you will find a hole with a rubber grommet in it, but it is coming from this area. And you can push that rubber grommet back into this bay, which is fine because you'll fish it out later. Viewed from this side, if I just unhook the rubber band that holds this in place, then the top will drop down like so, and I can just pull it out of its hole. There, like that. That's what you'll see when you're looking at through the wheel arch, is just the edge of this. Push it back, and then, doing my best to film in confined spaces, what you can see is this hole just there. You can put through that hole a bent lever. I'll show you exactly what I mean in a moment, but you need to come through that hole and up to this and push that forward. Now you might achieve it with a screwdriver with a little bit of a kink in it where it comes to the hole. It's just a case of pushing up to find the bottom of the lock and fishing around to push that lever forward. In a later video, I will show you how to make a tool which you can put through that hole, which accurately aligns with this. It's a very easy tool to make, but not something I could explain in words very easily. I want to do it on video. But it reaches through to the right height and you can pull that forward. So effectively that hole becomes your keyhole to unlatch your bonnet locks. So the device that you want to come through that hole with ideally will be something that looks a little bit like this Allen key, where the distance from here to here is 10 centimeters. This is irrelevant because that's through your hole for you to work, and you need to hook it behind this and push forward. And 10 centimeters is approximately the right length to reach straight up from that hole if you're going to be cranked. If you're coming in through an angle and attaching something that's a bit curvy, you know, you'll do it, but it's some fishing. Let me just show you the locking operation because that probably helps you understand how this works. Your latch wants to get into this groove. So as the bonnet closes, that is pushed down like so, and you can see this lever coming across to close the gap. This side has another lever which just grabs hold of this when it gets to the bottom of its travel. So if I push down, then push that down, there we are. It's caught hold of it, and that is what your latch is like in the locked position. By pulling this forward or pulling on the cable, you just allow that to pop back up, and in doing so it also pushes the bonnet up that 1 centimeter that you see it pop up. That's how the latch works, and that hole down there is how you essentially pick the lock. Well, I hope that little secret of the XK8 helps a few of you. It's a bit of a novel one, and I do suspect that that hole is there for that reason, because it can't be something that was not seen in a failure mode and effect analysis done when this car was first made, and there's always has to be a back door or a workaround. For those of you who are still viewing the pictures, the 102 superb pictures for the photo competition this year, the voting closes at midnight on the 10th of September 2023. So don't miss out on the opportunity of A, a great bit of fun, but B, having your say as to which photos you think should be in the calendar. So check out the video on the 102 best photos if you haven't already done so. And remember, you correctly guessed the top 12 yourself. The odds are small because you're choosing 12 from 102, and it's not like there's only 15 good ones. There is a lot of really good ones. I also like to take this opportunity to say a huge and heartfelt apology to Oot McKittrick. Oot, I believe you know that it was a genuine mistake. You know what this is all about. There's very little I can do to sort that out now. And yeah, very sorry, it's all my bad. And hopefully you'll forgive me and smile on. Hi to Gary Mees, and yeah, amazing thing. Gary got one of these off the back of another video I put up. It's just a silly little thing. It's called a Stanley panoramic tape measure, and for the rest of you didn't see it, it's capable of doing measurements with direct read off a scale from here to here, and on occasion it's the best tool in the world. Yeah, hope you enjoy yours, Gary. And for anybody who's in the right part of the world and available at the time, the 2nd of September, there is an excellent event going on at Gaydon. at the British Motor Museum. It's a gathering of Jaguars. It happens quite regularly, but this one's quite a nice one. It celebrates another couple of anniversaries, not of the XK8 XKR X100, but a couple of cars including the XJC. So I'm hopefully going to be there, so if anybody is around, hopefully I'll see you. You can give us a wave or come over and have a chat. Purdy will be there, and I'll put a little flagpole up next to her so that people can find To The Garage Car if you want to just have a look at Purdy for yourself. And if I'm around, obviously, have a chat. Love to meet you all. So this bit is not strictly a Secrets of the XK8 thing, but many of you follow along with the channel and all our trials and tribulations. So I thought I'd take this little opportunity to introduce to you a new member of the team, a new little spanner buddy, and that is Gracie. Say hello, Gracie. Hello, everybody. I love Jaguars. As quite a few of you will know, myself and Joe lost our long-term little buddy. That was Molly, and we had her for 10 years, our Westie, and she helped out on the channel in some strange ways. We lost her about 5 months ago, and we decided we were going to get a new little friend, and this is our new little friend, Gracie. And Gracie is a Havanese, aren't you? Which is not the commonest of breeds in the UK, but I think is more common in the States. Sometimes known as a Cuban circus dog. And she should be very clever. So she should be able to move on to torque wrenches and OBD2 testing quite quickly. So Gracie will be helping us out and appearing on the channel no end. Everybody, how pretty you are. And you run very nicely, don't you? You bounce. You're a little bouncer. I want to show everybody how you run and cheer everybody up. There we go. Gracie! Gracie! Come on here! That doesn't brighten your day, I don't know what will. And she does like leaves. But she likes everything. Can I have the leaf? Thank you. There's a twig there, I'm surprised you didn't go for that. So Gracie will be obviously with us all the time. You'll see her popping up from time to time in the show. She will be out and about in the Jag with us, and she'll be out and about in the camper vans with us. So if you ever see us out and about, say hi to us, but also say hi to Gracie. I hope to see you all again soon on another Secrets of the XK8. Bye! If you're enjoying our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. And please give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, and you can share the videos. And below the video is always the area where you can comment and get involved with the chat.